We're out riding now. We motorcyclists are simple creatures. There are a few things that get us excited and buzzing. There are a few things we want, of course. Good motorcycles to ride, a full tank of petrol, good company, good roads to ride on, and of course, who doesn't love a road trip? Hello and welcome to DriveSpark. I'm Stephen Neal, and today we're going to be taking these two motorcycles on a road trip to the most scenic parts of Karnataka. Now, of course, these two are vastly different motorcycles catering to different buyers in different segments. However, we're going to be riding them. We're going to be proving why they're so popular in their respective segments. So stay tuned for that. And of course, if you want to check out some of the most beautiful parts of Karnataka, you must continue watching this video. Let's go and take a ride. The destination for now is Shetthalli Church, located on the outskirts of Hassan. This simply means we have a long ride on the almost straight NH75, more popularly known as the Bangalore-Hassan highway. Good tarmac, long straights, winding curves and good bikes. What else could we ask for? Speaking of good motorcycles, the Bajaj Dominar 400 feels right at home on the highway. No surprises there, as it's always been known to be a good mile muncher. The Hero Xpulse 200 though is surprisingly relaxed on the highway. At 90 to 95 km per hour, the engine is not very stressed, though it is running at high RPMs. Asking it to cruise at high speeds for long distances though is asking too much from that 200cc engine. Soon we reach the Hassan bypass, where we take a left, heading away from the highway and the city of Hassan. After a short ride down a dual carriageway, we ride on some rural roads until we reach the point where we take the bikes off-road. Shetthalli Lake is in sight, but the church seems a little too distant. We set sight on the church and ride on the narrow path until we couldn't get any closer. After a long ride down the highway, we have taken a slight detour from Hassan and have arrived at this beautiful and magnificent place. It's one of the least known architectural marvels in India. This is the Shetthalli Church, and I say it's a marvel because look at it, most of it is already underwater. This is what happens to it during the monsoons. However, during the summers, this entire lake is dry and the building can be seen in its entirety. You can even go inside and check it out from the inside. It's been a long time that building has been there, and yet it's standing strong despite having these ups and downs in terms of the weather, the climate, the change, etc. And hence, it's an architectural marvel. It was built by the French missionaries in the 1860s. Now that's a long time indeed, isn't it? Well, if you want to check out more of Karnataka's beauty, stay tuned for the ride. We're going to head out now. We're going to go into the rainy places. Yes, we are going to head into the Western Ghats. So stay tuned and well, let's go ride further. And before we leave for Shetthalli, this is the condition. They say there's more rain in Shetthalli, so we're looking forward to it. So our motorcycle look at Shetthalli Church before we leave. Here it is, both our bikes are down. It's almost fallen down, it's sunk into the sand. The Dominar is almost down in the sand. So we are heading out now. Now, time to get back to the road. The first obstacle we face is the silt and mud on which we have to ride back to get to the road. The heavy rainfall only made it worse to ride on. With some cautious application of the throttle and brakes, we managed not to dump the bikes into the lake, and soon we hit the road. A short ride later, we rode on the soaking wet bridge on the lake, and surprise, rainbow. Seeing a rainbow over the Shetthalli Church while Mother Nature pours down on us and we are standing on the foot pegs and riding was just pure bliss. We now had to rejoin the Mangalore highway, and that meant getting to Sakleshpur. Getting there simply meant riding on some of the most scenic roads in the country. The sun seems all set to go down and there's more rain predicted along the way. Also, we're just entering the Western Ghats, super exciting indeed. We have just crossed Sakleshpur and we are still in a riding gear, in a rain gear. As you can see, the rain isn't going to stop anytime soon. It's going to continue raining and we are going to continue riding. We're going to head towards the city of Mangalore, and we are going to see you in Mangalore because the sun is setting on us right now. However, the video isn't at its end. You will see the sights and sounds of the city of Mangalore and also probably a little more than that. So well, we're going to continue riding. You continue watching. What follows is an extremely wet and extremely thrilling ride through the infamous Shiradi Ghats at night. With what seemed like a litre of water in each of my boots, we reached Mangalore and hit the bed.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Mangalore and food are two words that go together, and so naturally the first thing we do after we wake up is head out to eat. Fish fry at Shetty's lunch home, perfect. Then comes the brilliant Gadbad at Pabba's. This is a must do in Mangalore. Visit the super crowded cafe and have ice cream. Time to explore and hit the streets of Mangalore. Now we're off to the seashore to show you something amazing, something not many know about. After taking in the sights and sounds and even the food from the city of Mangalore, we are here towards the end of this video. And before we end the video, I'd like to tell you something about that. As you've already probably noticed, there is a wrecked ship in the background, and that there is MV Bhagwati Prem. It's an Indian registered dredger. Dredgers are those ships that are used to dig up the riverbed or even the seabed, where port authorities or even shipping companies want to make the waterway a little bigger to allow bigger ships to pass. And that is what that used to do once upon a time. Now though, since nearly 2 years, it's been lying in a state of disrepair in this exact place. What happened was it started taking on water a little out in the sea, and port authorities thought it best to beach the ship instead of letting it sink and polluting the surrounding oceans. So it has been there for a long time now, since October 2019. Well, doesn't look like it's gonna move anytime soon. It might be auctioned. Well, that was that about the MV Bhagwati Prem, the dredger. And this brings us to the end of our video. This is video number 1. Now remember, we have to get back home to the city of Bangalore. Are we going to take the same route? Of course not. We are not going to take the same route. We are going to take a different route, a more scenic route. Well, if you want to know what route that is, where are we going, stay tuned.